Hey, welcome to Mama Mandala, where magic is somatic. I'm Hagar. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you're doing okay because there's so much going on in the world and there's so much stress. There's this underlying tone of stress and anxiety, and you add that to just the modern day to day living that is already so stressful, and everything that's going on in the world, and how we're watching fascism on the rise in more than just the US, and war, and people are suffering. And even if you're doing kind of okay, there is this, again, this underlying tone that we're all, in one way or another, we're all affected by it. It gets to all of us. And it's not a bad thing that it gets to all of us if all of that is going on, because we are, we're not separate individual beings only. We're also interwoven with the environment and with one another. And it is important to maintain our sensitivity and our openness and our capacity to be a part of this world, because we are a part of this world. And at the same time, it's also really important that we give ourselves time and create space in ourselves so that we can deal with everything that's going on, right? And yoga is a great way. Yoga as an expansive term, because expansion is kind of what we're going for today, as an expansive term that includes in it meditation and asana practice, movement and breath work, and even philosophical studies. Yoga is a very broad term. I know it's kind of thought of as the asana practice that we all know from studios and for some people the gym, but really it's a much bigger term that includes in it a lot more. And it has been and has evolved in many ways and through many schools of thought to be this anchor that brings practices that help generate some connection to spaciousness, right? Yoga comes from the root verb in Sanskrit, yuj, which means to yoke. So there's a yoking, there's a connection to a bigger, more expansive part of ourselves or part of the world that we are a part of. And we can take that in so many directions. I know I've mentioned before, if this is not new for you, and if you've taken that, if you've watched that video and taken that class, the term Brahman is the expanse of the universe in Sanskrit. It's the vastness of the cosmos, and it exists in all of us. And it's the environment that we're a part of, and we have access to it even when things feel like they're closing in on us. And sometimes it does feel like, right now, I know a lot of us feel like as things are collapsing and falling apart, that reality is closing in on us. And yet we have access to a more spacious quality inside of ourselves through our breath, through our movement, to bring that into the body, to bring an openness and a fluidity into our embodied experience. And that is, to me, that's really important, that this kind of practice and engagement doesn't take us away from the tightness and from the difficulties and from what is going on in the world, but adds a layer and a quality and an energy that helps us deal with the tightness and the difficulty and the anxiety. It may not take it away. It doesn't need to fix things. It just helps. It helps weave a broader tapestry of who we are and how we're being and what we're showing up with and who we're showing up for. And that can be really helpful. So again, it's not to fix the tightness. It's not going to take it away. It can also help us, something I think about a lot, that the vastness that we tap into, the spaciousness that we cultivate, helps us see that the tightness and the stuckness are part of the vastness, and that sometimes the limitations and the stress that we're grappling with is opening a door into a more creative capacity inside of us that can help us weave, again, a more broad reality and a more expansive sense of self. So go ahead and bring your hands to your belly. We're going to breathe into our belly. You can stand tall, I would say in the middle of your mat-ish, because our practice today is gonna be through the middle of the mat. And allow your eyes to soften. You don't have to close them. Just allow a softness and breathe a little bit slower than you would if you didn't notice your breath. And as you breathe, expand your belly into your hands. So the inhalation brings this bigger belly to move into your hands. And with your exhalation, just softly allow your belly to release and relax backwards. And a big breath to expand your belly. So you allow yourself to arrive exactly where you are with your breath, and exhale to let the belly relax. You arrive where you are, breathe deeply in, but you show up already, slowly exhale with this quality of softening into where you are and coming in with a broad, a big kind of energy that helps hold the experience. Inhale and release your arms and reach them all the way up to the sky. Make yourself tall and strong, and exhale, slowly lower your hands through the front of your face and to the front of your heart. And now bring a little bit of a tightness, a little bit of a tone to the back of the throat, and inhale and reach your arms up. So your breath can expand into the tightness, and exhale slowly through the tone in the back of the throat, making this resonant sound. And again, slowly inhale and reach your arms up. And exhale, slowly lower your hands through the front of your face and to the front of your heart. Inhale and reach your arms up. And this time, when you get up, grab the right wrist with your left hand, and with an exhalation, side bend over to the left. Root down through your left foot and through your right foot, so the whole right side of your body now stretches as you reach and lengthen to the left. Slow breath through the tone in the back of the throat. Again, there's an expansion that happens in your breath as you receive and move the breath through a tighter passage. Just like the tightness of our experience, inhale back up to center, can help us expand who we are. And exhale, grab the left wrist with your right hand and side bend over to the right. So we expand who we are through the experiences of tightness. Now, we're going to have periods in our lives, keep breathing, where we are behaving in ways and feeling and experiencing ourselves and the world in ways that are, feeling like this is not how I want to be. This is not who I want to be. Inhale back up. But there's something that happens. Exhale and release the arms as we insist on keeping this awareness of our vastness. Inhale and reach your arms all the way up. And exhale, separate your feet a little bit wider apart, not all the way. And then with a deep inhalation, ground the feet into the earth and reach the arms all the way up. And with an exhalation, bend the knees and bring your hands to your thighs, above your knees. Inhale and reach your hips back and your chest forward. So there's an awareness of our expansive nature. Exhale, round your back, which is not the only part of our nature. That's part of our nature is also the nature of limitations. Inhale, reach your hips back and your chest forward. But the expansive self, perhaps, exhale and look in towards your navel and round your back, is the one that can include and weave together as many parts as possible. Inhale, reach your hips back and your chest forward. So can you make room and hold with tenderness the parts of you that act up? Exhale and round your back. Inhale and reach your arms up as your hips reach back and your chest goes forward. And exhale, lower your hands through the front of your face and to the front of your heart. And then release your arms, separate your feet now wider, even wider. Feet parallel. Inhale and reach your arms up high. Moving with your breath. Exhale, bend the knees and bring your hands behind the behind your lower thigh, so right above your knees, and root the part of your thigh back into your hands as you slowly fold forward, so that you're reaching your thighs back as you fold in with a little bit of a bend in your knee, and maybe it's a lot of bend in your knee if you have something going on in your lower back and in your hamstrings. Fingertips to the floor and inhale, look forward, and maybe stretch your legs straight or straighter if that feels okay for you, and exhale, fold back in. You can also always do this if this is too much for your thighs, for the backs of your thighs, for your hamstrings. You can put your hands on a wall so that you still get a nice stretch in the backs of your legs, but you're not overdoing it. Inhale, look forward. That's being spacious with ourselves, right? Exhale, fold back in. Making sure that we're not overdoing something. And that's, again, hard to do when the world expects us to overdo. Inhale and look forward. Reach your hips back and your chest forward. And exhale. Slowly fold back in. Now with an inhalation, bend your knees and turn your toes out. And then bring your hands to, again, your thighs above your knees. Inhale and lengthen your spine, reach your hips back and your chest forward. And with an exhalation, take one side forward. Doesn't matter right now which one. One side forward so that you're stretching and twisting very gently in one direction. And then inhale back to center. The hips reach back and the chest goes forward. And exhale to the other side. So the shoulder kind of comes a little forward and you're turning your body to one side. Push down into your thighs. Hopefully this is making a little bit more space in your body, in the sides of your body. Inhale back to center, hips back, chest forward. And with an exhalation, turn your toes forward and fold back in. And again, if it helps you to have your hands behind your thighs to kind of not let your knees overly try to straighten, and keep a little bit of a bend in the knees to help your lower back, please do. Inhale and look forward, halfway up. Checking in with ourselves is really important. Exhale, fold back in, and also showing up for others in this way, checking in with others. Inhale and look forward. Being spacious in the way that we are showing up for more than ourselves can also be very helpful for ourselves. Exhale, fold back in. Take your upper body now to the right so that the hands go to the right, and the left side of your body, I am mirroring you, so the left side of your body gets a pretty big stretch. Maybe walk the fingertips of your left hand a little bit more diagonally and forward. Breathe slowly. Stretch your hips back. Keep a bend in your knees if you need to, and breathe. Slow and deep breaths. With an inhalation, bring yourself back to center. Reach your chest forward and your hips back. And with an exhalation, travel to the left. Stretch the right side of your body long. Breathe. right where the tightness is, right where it feels like the world is closing in on us, there is a vastness that waits for us to tap into it. And that vastness sometimes comes from, again, a relationship with the world, remembering that first of all, we're not in it alone, and second of all, we are never separate from everything else. Inhale back to center. So just breathing even gives us access. Exhale, fall back into our relationship with the plant world. The plants are breathing us, and we are breathing the plants. Bend your knees and turn your toes out once again. With an inhalation, stretch your arms up. Goddess pose. With an exhalation, bring your right forearm to your right thigh and stretch your left arm over your head so the left side of your body elongates. Lean into the right thigh with your right forearm actively. So push down into it. Do you feel how that gives you a little bit more space and a lift in the right side of your body? And for me, I don't know if you feel that too, but as I do that, as I actively push down with my right forearm, there's a length in the left side of the body that's actually extended. Now, push down into the left foot, bend deep into your left knee, and extend the left side of the body actively a little bit more. Maybe turn your gaze up to the sky if that feels okay for you. Keep breathing. Back up to center. Inhale. And exhale. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm over your head. Slow breath. Keep breathing deep into your belly. Expand your belly as you inhale. And let it soften back as you exhale. Actively push down with your left forearm on your left thigh. It creates a lift in the left side of the body and creates more length in the right side of the body. And then I notice that my right knee kind of backs out of the deep bend. So I push down into the right foot and bend deeper into the right knee. And now actively extend the right side of the body. So there's a receptive quality to the spaciousness, and also an active participation, a creative, generative decision to participate in making space. So the spaciousness is there. Inhale back up. And exhale, stretch your legs straight. Turn your toes forward. Inhale, place your fingers behind your back. Stretch your arms back with a deep inhalation. If that's too much for your shoulders, you can use a strap or even just a shirt or something to keep a little bit more space between your hands so that you're not overdoing it. And with an exhalation, fold forward. Once again, bend the knees if needed and fold in as you stretch your arms over your head. So we're receiving the spaciousness that is there. It's part of who we are because it's a part of the universe of which we are a part. And there is more space in the universe than there is actual, I want to say matter, but I guess space is matter also. It's just intangible. Release your fingertips to the floor. Inhale, look forward. And then bring your feet closer towards one another. Bring your knees down to the floor and sit back on your heels. Rest your hands on your thighs. Inhale deeply, deep into the belly. And a slow exhalation to receive the space of which you are a part. There's more space in the body than there is actual, material. I guess it is still matter. I'm kind of missing the words that I want to use for this. Lean into your right side and stretch your left arm over your head. Extend it long. And then back up to center. Inhale. And exhale, stretch your right arm. So just in a very honest way, I feel embarrassed by how I can't find the words for what I want to say. I feel a tightening, right? I feel this Oh, they're going to think I'm stupid. I'm trying to say something, it's not coming out the right way. Inhale back to center, right? It happens to all of us sometimes. And then go ahead and sit on your sit bones. So how can we, in those moments, I'm kind of telling you as it's happening, sit with your, whichever foot comes forward naturally for you, and then switch it. So one of the ways that we create space is to break patterns. Like in this moment, as I had this, just like felt a tightening. So I was feeling like I wasn't doing a good job. And I'm thinking about what you will think about me because I sound kind of not very smart or articulate. Rest your hands on your thighs. And I'm sharing it because it's human, and I think I'm probably not the only one who has that experience sometimes. Allow your eyes to soften. In that moment, we can break a pattern. So we put the other leg forward to train ourselves to break a pattern. The tightening is part of a pattern that often comes because we're trying to protect ourselves, right? A tightening in, closing in to protect ourselves. And that's important. And can we be receptive to the spaciousness that we are? And then breathe slowly here with your eyes softening inwardly. And can we create that space in that active, generative kind of a way? We receive the space that is inherited in all of us, and then we generate the space that we need. We cultivate it. And that requires being with ourselves exactly where we are, with the honesty of whatever it is that's going on. You're embarrassed, you're stressed, whatever it is that's happening in your life right now. Keep breathing. If you like, you can bring the index finger and the thumbs to gently touch in Chin Mudra, the mudra of consciousness. Still breathing through the tone in the back of the throat, through Ujjayi Pranayama. And as you receive yourself exactly where you are, there's that invitation to generate more of what you want. So you make space for where you are, and you create the space for what you'd like to make more of. Keep breathing, and if you're calling it in, are you open to receive it? And if what you're finding is a tightening and a closing, in the moment, can you catch it and break the pattern? Do something a little differently. Move things in a way that almost like confuses the energy so that it starts to move in a different direction. Because stuckness happens when we move in the same way again and again, over and over again. It's also how stability is created, and that's really important. So we don't want to annihilate that. We just want to also learn how to shift the direction, how to shift the habit, the pattern, break it, make something new, something more. And you can do that in your mind right now as you sit with your breath, and you can start to release your Ujjayi breath and allow the breath to breathe you. And as you sit here with your mind and you watch your thoughts coming in and out, and the feelings that are attached to the thoughts and the stories that are being woven by the thoughts and the feelings. if this is a limiting conversation inside of you that could use an adjustment, that could use fresh blood flowing into it, then invite breath in there and consciously, actively take that thought in a different direction. Softly bring your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your belly. And with a touch of your own hands, remind yourself that even if that's not it's not what you're used to, you are here for yourself. You're showing up for yourself. So feel your own support. And with that support, make space for yourself to feel, to have the experience, and to have the wisdom to shift, to expand, to grow through it. And then let that become an offering as you join your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart, both hands together in this gesture that is the heart's deepest offering. And that offering is made for you and more than you, this cultivation of spaciousness. In all the different ways that it can manifest and come to life. And to yourself and to this vast expanse of which you are a part that is always available for you. Through the movement of your breath, softly bow. Thank you so, so much for joining me, and I hope this is helpful for these times. And if it is, go ahead and put a like on this video. That would be so supportive, and I'm so grateful for that. Put a like on it, share it with your people. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. That would be amazing. And I will leave 2 links for you in the description of the video. One is to sign up for my mailing list over on mamamandala.com, and the other is to join my Substack, which is I'm very much enjoying what I'm doing over there, and I hope that you will too. We are invoking the spirit of muse and inspiration, particularly for these difficult times. Every Monday there's muse medicine coming your way, and there's more. There's a wide, vast exploration of all kinds of delicious things. So I hope that you will join me there, and I cannot wait to share more with you soon. Okay, thanks a lot. Namaste.